All right, now we get to hang out to see if anyone shows up. Um, and as you saw from the thumbnail, we out here in the mountains right now. It's pushing 100 down in the bottom of the hill, down in town. So we came up to higher elevation. It's like 20 degrees cooler up here. Um, so we were not going to stay down in the high desert. We're going to come up here to the high mountains and be cooler. There is snow on the mountains. It's July, so that's where I grew up. If you're just joining, smash the like button. Somebody smash the like button. Doesn't even tell me if anyone's in here. I'm going to go get my phone real quick, my other phone, so I can smash the like button. See, now I'm gonna follow my own advice, and I'm gonna smash that like button. What's up, Dave? I knew you'd be here. I knew you'd be here. What's up, Shonda? You know what Cashapp told me today? That I could borrow money from them. I don't know if Cashapp knows me very well. I always hit thumbs down, Dave says. What's up, Greg? What's up, man? Good to see you. All right. Nope, that's not it. Hang on. I got to go to my own video on my phone, and so I can smash the like button. Since only half of you have. So now there'll be one more. Hang on. Watch. There it is. Yeah. You're sitting in Louisiana. It's hot there right now, isn't it? I'm going to check the weather in Louisiana right now. Where are you at? Baton Rouge? Or are you in NOLA? Oh, it's not. I mean, it's a little hot. 89 degrees and 70% humidity. That sucks. It's pretty dry here. We don't have to really worry about humidity here, thankfully. But yeah, we're chilling. I've still got to use the camp stove instead of the stove to cook my coffee and my food because I haven't gotten the part yet. But the part is on the way. I got a leak in the propane system. Lake Charles, it's hot but doable. Hell yeah. It'd probably be better if you had AC, huh? I don't know if I would survive without air conditioning and that kind of humidity. Last year when I went to Bonnaroo, was it was the most, that was like life struggling. I was like struggling for my life while I was working because it was so hot and humid. I just stood in front of the fan and drank water all the time. Dave says Zig needs dog food. Buddy is a pig. Buddy has been eating way better. Now that he's with me, I got him on some senior dog food that he's a huge fan of. So he's been gobbling it all up. I'm about to go into town here in maybe an hour or two and get some dog food. The only reason that Dave knows I need dog food is because, believe it or not, that motherfucker surprised me. I was just chilling at my camp spot. And he showed up and surprised me while I was in town. And yeah, that's Dave's house. Oh, there's Dave. Oh, I can hear my own live stream. Oh, I got an echo. Everyone say hi to Dave. Dave's bitching. All the bees love his camp more than mine. I have a few bees outside, but he's got all the bees, which if you know me, you know I'm fine with that because bees literally scare me. I, I I'm not afraid of a whole lot in my life, right? Like, of course, like regular things scare me. If there was a cougar outside trying to kill me, I'd be afraid. Unless it's that kind of cougar. Um, there's normal things to be scared of, but the abnormal things to be scared of, like I'm so scared of bees, and I know it's an irrational fear. I know it. I know bees are like pretty docile most of the time, but when I say bees, I'm not just thinking of honeybees. I'm thinking of any bee I don't care if you call it a hornet or a yellow jacket or a wasp. They're all bees. They're all scary. I'm scared of bees. And they're all at Dave's camp right now. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Dave, you can keep them. Keep them over there. Keep them away from me. Also, while Dave is over there hanging out in his house, Dave kicked down a little bit of weed to me because I was smoking them out. And yeah, Dave says these are harmless carpenter bees. And yeah, they are harmless. I'm still scared of them. They're yellow, they're black, they fly. They look like they might sting me. So I'm just like, no, oh my God, please let me alone. Kill it with fire. If I had something to, yeah, I would. Anyways, Dave kicked down this little bit of weed to me. And I'm going to pack my bowl and smoke it. He can come over and smoke it with me if he wants to, but if he doesn't, he can watch me smoke it on live stream. I do have a little bit left in my pipe, which as you can see, I'm using the pipe, not rolling a joint because I literally don't have enough for a joint. Oh, Dave's got weed. Aren't you fancy? Dave said, I've got weed. He's like, you can keep my penance I gave you, you peasant. I've got my own stuff. But believe it or not, Dave is I mean, he's got weed, but he'll be out eventually too. So if anyone wants to sponsor some weed here in Oregon is incredibly cheap. You can get ounces for like $50 here. So if anyone wants to sponsor some weed for us, eventually we will run out. Dave's got some. He's been sharing it. I've been sharing mine, but it's not going to last forever. So that would be cool when I go into town to get some dog food. If you guys want to sponsor some weed for Dave and I, because I do share my weed. I don't care if it's my last joint. I don't care, like that's just me, man. I can't smoke in front of somebody unless it's you guys and you're not here. But if you were here, I'd share my last joint with you. But we are trying to be frugal with our smoke right now because it doesn't last forever. It keeps getting lit on fire somehow. I don't know how that keeps happening. It's crazy. In a minute, I will show you guys my view, which if you guys saw the thumbnail to this live stream, that's my view right out my windshield. I'll show you. You want to see my view? I got a the windshield cover over that, but if you look to the side, I don't have it on because the TV's there, and there's no one here. But that's my view right outside the front windshield. I get to either look at Dave or look at the mountain. Which one do you think I spend most of my time looking at? You're right. I look at Dave. That's creepy. Creepy. Yeah, boy. Small fires that burned up my weed also sunk the boat with all my guns in it. Yeah, me too. I don't have any guns. Yep, all my guns lost them in a boating accident. Isaac and Dave caught up just in time. Shit, yeah. Sharing is good. Very clear video now. Yeah, dude, I don't know why that keeps happening, but that's happened a couple of times now. When I go to start a video, you have to pick the orientation. Either you're going to film it like this, or you're going to film it like this. And I always pick this, but I think there's something that's lost in translation. So it gets all weird and stuff. And I'm going to leave that video up because I think it's funny, but sometimes I delete them. But I think it's so strange that keeps happening. I don't know why that keeps happening. I had my friend Ben here in Bend. He was telling me that he was asking why that happened. You ever figure that out? No, dude. I don't know why that keeps happening. Like I said, something's probably lost in translation between my phone orientation and YouTube knowing which orientation my phone is in. But Dave doesn't want to smoke with me, so I'm just going to burn this by myself. I'll smoke alone. All by myself. One's the loneliest number, but now it's me and 2 dogs, so I'll never be lonely. Sharing is good. Go ahead and take that to the dome. Yeah, bro. I should just snort it. All this powder. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, my grinder probably has some keef in it. I'm going to add that to the bowl. I'm going to add that. We're going to do a little caviar bowl here. Oh, there's not very much. There's not very much, but maybe there is if I scrape it all together. You know how keef goes. Oh, yeah, there's plenty here for a bowl. Or should I leave it in here and not touch it till my keef gets completely full, which would take years and years and years? Just let me... Yeah, there's enough here to top a bowl with. It would probably only be 1 hit of keef, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm low maintenance. I'll show you how much I got here in a second. All right. Let me flip the camera around. Right there, guys. If you want me to show you what I'm working with, show me what you're working with. Shake your keef. That's what I got. That's gonna go in there. This video is definitely getting demonetized. But you know what? TikTok would ban me. YouTube doesn't ban me for this. They just don't let you make money on the video. Yeah, boy. Yeah, sorry, I'm just topping this off. After this live stream, Dave and I are probably going to head into town. Dave's got to get an adapter for his generator, or I'm sorry, for his RV to be able to plug in. It got a little bit of damage. And I got to get some dog food and some sugar because I drink my coffee with sugar. I like my coffee. I know I've told you guys this before, but I like my coffee like I like my women. Dark and full of white powder. So I had to go get some expensive sugar from a gas station out in the middle of nowhere the other day. And all they had was powdered sugar, which is what I'm drinking my coffee with. And it's fine. It works. But I'm going to go get some real sugar after this live stream, some dog food. Dave and I are going to run around town to see if we can find a replacement end for his extension cord. And only half of you guys have liked the live stream, so I'm a little offended by that. Upsets me a little bit. If you don't like me, that's fine. That's fine. Just hit the downvote button, because even that helps the algorithm. It shows interaction. So if you downvote me, I appreciate it. Thanks for the interaction, because that's what the algorithm wants. Hey, I got a like. Someone likes me. I like you too. I heard a bee. Sorry, like I hear the buzzing, and I know the difference between a bee and a fly. And the one thing about this RV that I like and don't like is I can't really see it in the video, but there's literally a hole in the screen right here. It's like there's a hole in it that is a square. Maybe the back camera will show better. Yeah, there it is. There's a hole cut in the screen. I think so George, last owner, can like run a hose through here or extension cords or whatever. Maybe grab a beer from his friends. But it also means that the bees get in right through here. And it's like a giant trap because they can get in and they can't get out. Let's see. Jackson says he hits the like button. Appreciate that. Not me says always love your content. I appreciate that very much. Mischief's in the house. Catching an average of 10 pike minnow a day at $10 a fish. That's $100 day to fish off Bank of Columbia. Easy money and free 14-day camping. Oh, you're catching those off. They're an invasive species out there at the Columbia, and they got a bounty on them. Tito's chilling watching this. Get some good food. Love this content. Shit, yeah, bro. My content, I'm glad people like it. Sometimes I don't even like my own content. Sometimes I'll watch some of my old videos and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? And then other times I'll watch my old videos and be like, why don't I film like that anymore? It's, you know, it's a give and a take. It can be challenging to critique your own creations. Oh, I think the people that didn't like my live stream just bounced because my number dropped. Good. Deuces. But we out here in the mountains. Burn this down a little bit, and then I'll show you our view that we have out here. There's much better spots to camp in the area than where we are right now. However, most of those spots, I don't think I could even get to in this giant RV. There's always a give and a take between like space and how much adventuring that you can do. So 5,916 in elevation. Is that how high we are, really? That's crazy. Because I know Bend is at like 3,500 feet. I honestly don't know. I've never actually looked at the elevation out here. Yeah, the base of Bachelor is at 5,700 feet. Yeah, you're probably right, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. No service either. What do you mean no service? You mean in the other camp spots? No, there's service there. I live streamed from, there's some better camp spots right up the road a little ways, right on the lake, that has perfect service. But I don't think the RV can get there. And that's what I was saying. It's always a give and a take between space and like how much adventuring you can do, where you can park, gas money, all that stuff. So much cooler even than direct sun. Dave is correct. It was hot down there in the high desert where we were parked. So yesterday we did a little traveling mission, moving mission. We left the camp spot we were at. We drove into town. We dumped our tanks and we filled up our water. And then we headed up here into the mountains. And it is 20 degrees cooler up here. And we're we're about an hour away from where we were camped, but we're less than half an hour away from Bend. And yeah, it's significantly cooler here than down the hill. You'll sleep well in this, yeah. I slept pretty good last night. Dave was a little concerned it might get too cold last night, or not too cold, but like chilly. I did just fine. I only had one blanket over me, even though I have like 43 blankets back there, just in case it gets cold. But yeah, I slept good. It was not too hot. I had the windows open. I like a cold breeze coming through. You know, it was probably like, I would guess like mid 40s last night. And I'd much rather sleep in the cold than sleep in the heat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? It would be harder to, and plus we're in a, like right here, we're in a pine forest. I think I showed you guys already, but we're in a pine forest. This is a lodgepole pine, and it's still super dry, right? It's not a desert, but it is really dry. So when the sun goes down, the temperature drops a lot. Really, when the sun goes down and the temperature doesn't drop a lot, that's because you're in a humid area and all that moisture in the air traps the heat like a blanket. But it's so dry here that when the sun goes down, so does the temperature. It's not trapped in the water molecules in the air. So it might be time for a new hat. Yeah, this thing wasn't this color when I got it. It was lighter. I'd be sweating sometimes. Sorry. Thanks for bringing that up, Scattered. Scattered ass. I assume you rounded up all the dogs that went on an adventure the other day. So that did get me, like you guys probably heard in my voice, that did get me in a little bit of a panic, right? Buddy doesn't really go venturing away. At least he hasn't yet. He has in the past from his last owner. He went on an adventure not long ago, but he hasn't done that with me. That day, Dave has a GPS tracker on his dog. So when his dog goes on a little walkabout, we get to see which way he went. And the canal is right there. And his dog went the same direction as the canal. And I got a little bit worried that maybe he was in the water. He wasn't. He was fine. He was just going on a little walkabout. President Roomba over there. But then we couldn't find Buddy. And I did get a little bit like, oh shit, like a little bit panicked about that. So I went back to camp to get my van. Right after the live stream, I went back to camp to get my van. And as I was getting my van, Buddy walks up to me. He was like, I think right outside of camp. He didn't go on the walkabout with Happy, Dave's dog. So we did find the dogs. They're perfectly okay. And I meant to update you with that like right at the opening of the live stream, but I completely forgot. So Scatter, thanks for bringing that up. Thanks for reminding me. Buddy's just outside right now. He's just chilling. He likes being outside. But yeah, that was a little bit scary for a minute because my mind your mind just races with like all these possibilities and they become more real as your mind creates more details and then Buddy just kind of walked up to me like, "What's up, bro? What are you freaking out about?" So the dogs are okay. Thanks for asking. Yeah, David, be cooler if you. Oh, I'm lightheaded. I'm red. This is why I like joints, because pipes, you definitely conserve your weed. It like stretches. But man, do the pipes make me choke. Dave says the canal is what scares me. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's not like a rough running canal, but it's swift. Swifter than we would be walking if we were just looking. So it's not like like rapids or whatever, but it is enough to make us nervous. No canals around here though, thankfully. I would like to take Buddy to a lake nearby. And oh shit. I have a gun, right?
No. I have life insurance.
You have life insurance? Am I on it?
No.
I'm not?
My kid would get paid pretty good.
You're good with that?
Yeah, I guess.
Been a while since I killed someone in public. But yeah, there's no canal around here. I would like to take Buddy to a lake that'd be easy for him to get in and out of.
Like Sparks Lake? Oh yeah, you can't get down there.
I bet you Twin Lakes would be alright. But that's pretty far away. There's a bunch of lakes right here. We got plenty to choose from.
Even that creek that goes into Sparks Lake is pretty fast.
Yeah, I would just want Buddy to be able to go lay in some water. He was a swimming dog, dude. Mm-hmm. He likes swimming. I don't think he could swim now. I don't think you see him walking around. He's got some mobility issues.
Abby likes the water too.
But I would like him to be able to go lay in the water, Sounds like your dog's attracted to canals, Dave, Slab City, and now here. I'm glad your dog's okay. Did Happy go in the canal?
That's where we found him. That's where he was found out.
When he went missing that day?
Yeah.
He was found in the lower canal?
Lower canal.
Dude, that's so far from camp.
So you know where the first guard shack is? The bridge? There's another bridge about a half a mile down.
Like towards, if you're going into Slabs, towards the left?
Waterboys camp.
Okay, yeah.
So that next bridge down, he was found near that bridge.
That is so far.
2.5 miles from the Pondo.
He just like Roomba'd off into 2.5 miles.
Past Woody's dogs.
How does that even happen?
Through the fucking sugar sand, past.
Can you track his movements on that app?
I can now.
Oh, but you couldn't then? I wonder if he was taken. That's so far for Happy to walk.
So the only thing we can think of is he followed the wash all the way up behind Waterboys camp.
Yeah.
It's the only explanation.
Why did you bring weed? Why am I hitting your pipe? I've got this one packed.
I felt sorry for you.
It's got keef on it. Try that one.
I felt sorry for you, so I brought more.
Yeah, you should feel sorry for me. I'm pathetic.
Just give me my lighter.
Oh, well, I like your lighter. You can borrow mine.
Yeah. Exactly. This one's newer. Oh, no, maybe.
I do need a new one. This one's like, it was struggling to spark earlier. It is time for a new lighter. So, I'm on the lookout, Dave, and you've got one.
Oh, Mac was in the chat.
Mac is in the chat?
Oh, he's the one who said that dogs attracted to canals.
Oh, it is. That was Mac.
I was wondering.
What's up, bro?
I was wondering who said that.
We were just talking about you yesterday. Singing your praises, bro. No, we were just talking about where you lived. And like the difference in cost between Bashfords and Foy. But it's good to see you. I hope you're feeling alright, man. Swim dogs now before green algae threat. There's one lake here that has a big algae bloom, and it's been around for like 50 fucking years, and no one's supposed to be taking their dogs out there. But there's plenty of lakes that algae is not going to be a concern. We've got like right here where we're at the beginning of a highway that has hundreds of lakes on it. So if one of them has an algae bloom, I will just go to a different one.
Yeah, swimmers are just shitty. I had it once when I was younger on my legs.
What'd you have?
Swimmer's itch from algae.
Swimmer's itch?
From algae bloom.
Was your girlfriend's name Swimmers?
Yeah.
He used to laugh when I roasted him. Now he makes me feel like I should hug him afterwards.
You should.
Like, are you okay, buddy? It was just a joke. Max says, I'm doing alright. I turned 60 yesterday. Luckily, I took 40. Or I look 40. Dude, yeah, you look at least like 35, 40 for sure. But you made 60, bro. I know at one point you probably didn't think you would.
I don't think I when I was younger, I didn't think I was going to make 60, but I probably will.
My dad didn't make 60.
Yeah.
My dad died at 58.
Only because I was so abusive to my body and free and
my uncle also.
Let's go do drugs and do.
See, my uncle must have been like 40 something, and he passed. My grandparents lived a long time, but their kids all died before they did.
They probably can't even hear me.
Can you guys hear Dave? I think you can hear Dave, can't you? I know, Mac, you probably didn't think you'd make it to 60 at one point, but I'm stoked you're still with us. I'm stoked you're still.
Tito mentioned something about dinner tonight. I didn't take anything out.
I got some ground beef I gotta cook. And I got spaghetti mix and tomato sauce and shit. I might make spaghetti.
I don't do spaghetti.
You don't like spaghetti?
Enjoy that.
What is it about spaghetti you don't like?
The noodles.
The noodles? You don't like spaghetti noodles? What if I use different noodles?
Doesn't matter. It's all noodles.
Oh, you don't do noodles?
Yeah. Mac and cheese every once in a while. Maybe a small slice of lasagna, but by the time I get through it, I'm like pulling the noodles.
You don't like pasta? That's
yeah.
So what is it about pasta? That's crazy.
I just don't like it.
I feel like it's so bland. Is it the texture?
There's some texture problems with it. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's like,
I mean, there's foods I don't like just because of the texture. Like, it tastes fine, but like the texture, the mouthfeel.
So my uncle is or not my uncle. My mom's boyfriend is like legit Italian. He's probably in Italy right now.
They're the most obnoxious.
He's a pretty.
That's how you drink wine.
He's actually a pretty good dude. But he's a food snob when it comes to Italian food. And when he makes noodles,
yeah, they all are.
When he makes noodles from scratch, those are okay. Those are pretty decent. But box noodles and shit are gross.
Well, I'm sorry, but all I have is box noodles. I do have pancake mix. We might be able to make some.
You asked. I'm telling.
We can make some noodles out of pancake flour.
Yeah, gross.
Have you ever breaded chicken with pancake flour?
Yeah, like Bisquick.
It's fire.
Yeah.
Bisquick is, but I'm talking about like the just add water pancake mix.
Yeah, well, Bisquick is just add water.
Do they have that?
Yeah, I have some blueberry just add water pancake mix.
Dude, that might be good with chicken, actually. Blueberry chicken.
A little sweet, yeah.
And then you fry it.
I would think blueberry would be better with pork.
I got eggs.
I got eggs too.
So we could totally bread some chicken.
I have some chicken and pork chops.
I do have some ground beef I gotta cook. Maybe it's not spaghetti. If you want to eat with me, maybe it's not spaghetti. I can make something else. I don't. Not a big fan of spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like I don't make it very often because it's such a fucking mess that it creates. I could also make tacos, dude.
Yeah, tacos would be good.
In fact, yeah, I got all this stuff for tacos. Unless you want your own veggies.
I don't have any taco toppings, but that could be. I have onions.
Cooking video. I'm not a cook, bro. I can heat some food up.
I can throw down in the kitchen.
Yeah, my recent diagnosis, I didn't think, but now that I'm working out, things are different. Yeah, dude, keep working out. You're doing that pool workouts, aren't you? Dave never did like me or my dog mac and cheese. I'm assuming you meant the word like in there. I'm just filling in the gaps. Mr. Guchos. Yo, I just found your channel. How big is your rig? Do you think a 45-foot would limit my camping? I prefer boondocking.
Hell yeah, it would.
100%. My last RV was a 40-foot bumper to bumper. This one, I would say bumper to bumper, it's probably like 35.
Yeah, I'm thinking this one's about 32.
Yeah, I haven't measured it. I genuinely have no idea how big this one is.
I'm thinking this one's 32.
Yeah, it's not 40. And with the van attached, though, I bet you it's closer to like 55 feet. Because I parked next to a 58-foot semi-truck, and it almost was the whole length of that trailer. So, yeah, with the van attached, I'm much longer, but I pivot in the back. 100% it will limit your boondocking capabilities. 110%. Even this thing does, and it's shorter than 42 feet is 45 feet. You said 45 feet. 45 feet is an enormous.
45 feet will limit you to some of the places you can go to.
Even RV parks. Even campgrounds.
There's some switchbacks that limit to 25 foot or 40 foot because you can't make the turn.
Yeah, some roads, like that road I was telling you about with the castle built on it here in Oregon. You can get to the castle in this thing, but I wouldn't be able to turn around. And I couldn't go forward anymore. Right. Because there are some gnarly ass switchbacks on that.
So up at Oregon Caves and Cave Junction, when you take the road up to the cave, it says no RVs over 40 foot and no trailers over 25 because you won't be able to make it around the switchbacks.
Yep.
You'll like legit get stuck in the middle of the road like fucking Austin Powers.
And then you have to do that.
Yeah, then
with a trailer attached, that would suck.
I mean, I couldn't imagine what a rescue would cost at the top of that mountain. It would be fucking thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, same with a couple of highways.
And it was pretty sketch in my truck. I had to stop a couple of times and let my transmission cool down going up and my brakes to cool down going down. So it's fucking steep. It's like an 18.
Yeah, I don't like driving roads like that and these things.
It was 18%.
I worry about my brakes when I'm going downhill quite a bit.
Your motorhome would have made it up that hill.
100% it wouldn't have.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it would make it up a hill that steep. It would not make the turns.
Yeah.
100% would not make the turns.
Those were 18% grade.
But if you like boondocking in a 45, if like you're dead set on a 45-foot RV, it is possible. Especially in the winter, you won't have an issue if you're in the Southwest. In the Southwest, dude, you could park a fucking Boeing 747 out there in the desert and live in it. But when the summertime comes around and you don't want to be in the Southwest because it's 115 fucking degrees, you're gonna head to where it's not that hot, and that's like into the forests and up north, and they're not RV friendly like the Southwest is. It is gonna limit where you can go. Even RV parks, campgrounds, some of them don't host RVs that are 40 foot,
Even age of your vehicle has a lot to do with parks too.
Yeah. Yeah, the private parks.
Private
parks.
Right.
That's why I try to stick to public parks. I don't really go to private RV parks very often because Dave's right. If your RV is 10 years old or older, most RV parks will say no to you. It's curbside appeal. They don't want, and it's also like they don't want old electrical systems causing fires too. That's another issue, but it's possible. You could totally do it, bro.
Mission Maker said truck camper is the best setup. That's what I have. 4-wheel drive truck and a truck camper.
Yeah.
If my truck was a little bit bigger, it would be more capable.
Oh yeah, you have a what? You have a
I have a
half
half
ton.
ton.
Yeah.
A 3/4 ton or a 1 ton would be best.
Yeah. For what the camper you have.
For the camper I have, right?
Yeah.
It's made for a half ton, but it maxes it the fuck out.
Yeah, they've made one for a half ton, but I'm sure that they recommend something higher.
If I was to ever change rigs, it would be a shorter schoolie, not necessarily a short schoolie, but a long schoolie, maybe like a 7 window.
Yeah.
And a tow behind, like a 4x4 Ranger or a Jeep or something that's 4-wheel drive capable.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't traveled with 4-wheel drive yet, and I've never had a need for it. Mm-hmm. Like in my traveling, I've never needed I've never put my house in a situation where I've got it in 4-wheel drive.
And I would definitely have a winch on the front of my bus capable of pulling my bus out framed out.
If I had money, I would probably I would either get I know this is contradictory, but a short, like a 5-window schoolie, on a van chassis, not like what you're talking about, but on a van chassis, or I would get what he's talking about is like a 45-foot monster RV that's a whole ass house, and if I could have 15 slide outs on it.
That's the idea with like a 7-window short bus. And your 4-wheel drive, you find a place to park, and then you can do a couple 100-mile circle around around your rig.
Yeah, I have seen some pretty cool setups like that. Freightliners that have they tow a fifth wheel behind them, like those giant fifth wheels. They'll all meet up in Quartzsite. They have this big group of these guys that do all.
Yeah, we see them circle all the time.
Yeah, they all have Freightliners with fifth wheels, and I'm like, dude, if I had their money. But all these people, if you have a 45-foot bus, dude, when you leave the Southwest in the winter, you better know where you're going. You better know exactly where you're going. Yeah. You don't wing it, because you can't turn down this dirt road and see if you'll fit. You know what I mean? You can't even go looking for a gas station.
Some roads are commit or fucking be stuck.
Dude, I'll scope out gas stations before I go there to see if my RV will be able to get in and out. Right. So you got to be a little bit more careful about where you go, and definitely limits you.
Yeah, boondocking in Quartzsite's easy. That's like fucking entry level boondocking out there.
Mischief says, I said a truck camper setup is the best versatile for boondocking. Second is a van. Third is a motorhome or tow trailer. Only meet 10-year newer. Yeah. So I don't know. I would rate those a little different, because I guess it depends on your needs. You know what I mean? Space and for some people is important.
You know what else makes a big factor? How fat your fucking wallet is.
Yeah, your wallet tends to matter the most. But if money wasn't an option, and you could choose between, a truck camper, motorhome, truck and trailer, all the ways of.
Zig definitely has more maintenance than I do with a motorhome.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot more maintenance than you do. I mean, even though we have similar appliances,
You've got way more to maintain than I do.
Yeah, I've got.
even just the difference in tire costs is.
Even just hooking the van up.
Right.
I got a trailer. I've got 10 tires on the ground in this thing. Right? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
I got 10 tires and a total of 12, but 2 of them are being off the ground. So yeah, maintenance costs. But if it was me, I would probably have a truck and trailer.
Hey, Mr. Gauchos, what GPS app do you use that you can do all that? That's cool as shit.
Oh, Mr. Goat, did you see his post? I drive a semi now, planning for my retirement. I really want a 40-foot Prevost at least.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I am a huge fucking fan of Prevosts.
Yeah, they're nice.
Prevosts
You got an actual GPS. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the over-the-road. Yeah. There's got to be an app for over-the-road truckers so you can know where you're. Is that what you're worried about, is height?
No, I've never had a problem. The only place I've ever been restricted for height was the Redwoods, and where else? And Avery Island in Louisiana. I couldn't do the full drive on the island.
So I was thinking, if you could punch in where you're going.
Yeah, well,
and put in your height, it'll tell you don't go under that bridge. Right. Because I did hit that problem once in my last RV. I was just following my GPS and it wanted me to drive over these railroad tracks. I think this was near like
Oh, because you get
it's in California.
You get high centered on the tracks.
No, it wanted me to go under them in like a little tunnel, like a bridge. The tracks were on a bridge, and it wanted me to go under them, but it was like
9 foot.
Yeah, it was like 9-10 feet, and I'm at least I think I was 12 and a half, 13 feet
I
tall.
bet you're every bit of 13 or 14 foot with this.
I'd like to measure. I got the AC on top. Yours.
I'm 11 foot at the top of the black box. A little shy than.
Yeah, because you added fucking like 3 feet onto the.
It's only like 2.
Dude, thing's.
It's 9 foot without the box.
That thing sticks up so high.
10 foot 8 with the box.
Yeah. Yeah, I should measure that too. I do have a tape measure.
Yeah, I already know. I have that shit on my dashboard. That box.
I had it on my last dashboard.
That box came with a big red sticker, and then you could write the height on it.
I had someone made a label maker. The owner had, before the RV. I had, anyways. He had a label maker that had the height on the dashboard too.
Yeah, and I always tried to pass in the center of the bridges. Because some bridges, when they say it's 15.5, that's at the center of the bridge, usually in the fast lane.
I would drive it just like I do my semi. Use a GPS with weight, length, and height program in. Dude, Google should do that. That's the point I was about to make. You should be able to do that on Google. Just Google Maps, be able to put how fucking tall you are, put your length.
I don't have any problems getting coffee at Dutch Bros. They have almost all of them have walk-ups, and even if they don't have walk-ups, I can walk to the drive-thru. They'll take care of me.
Yeah, I obviously wouldn't pull this through a Dutch Bros drive-thru, but I have a van. I have a minivan.
I've never seen an unhappy person at Dutch Bros, so I think that's
a fair point, actually.
I think that's part of their business training and mottos and shit.
I've stood in line in between 2 cars on foot.
Yeah, see,
in a Dutch Bros line, and I just pretend like I'm driving when I pull up. They don't give a shit
too, because you couldn't go inside and order at places.
Yeah, I remember during COVID they were only doing the drive-through, and I pulled up in my RV and went through the drive-through, and they said, "Sorry, we can't, unless you're in a vehicle." And I was like, "That's my RV in that big parking lot behind us." And they were like, "Oh, okay," and they let me order. But sailboat liveaboard was the new fad, 27 foot to 33 foot.
Yeah, I'm good with those.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind living on a sailboat, but it would have to be on the East Coast because that's where all the infrastructure for boats is. There's not very much infrastructure for boats here in the West. So if you're living on a sailboat, the East is a spot for that. And I just don't want to live on the fucking East Coast.
I don't want to live on a boat.
It's just like living in this and a lot, except
if I trip and fall, I don't drown when I'm in the fucking forest.
I mean, are you a good swimmer?
Not really.
Yeah. I don't float, and I'm just not buoyant. And my whole fucking life.
Because my back is so fucked up.
Yeah, I would. So if I'm treading water, dude, it's all muscles. I've had a few arch bridges posted lower than 13.6 that Garmin told me to go over. Luckily, they were arched and went through the middle. You gotta sleep because you drove all night to avoid the idiots. I sub. Nice to meet you, man. Hey, man, appreciate you subbing. Appreciate that. We have a couple other truck drivers that'll probably pop in and out of the chat as time goes on, so y'all can talk semis. Get some sleep. I was just staying at truck stops on my way to Oregon in the RV, and it was like 95 degrees in Idaho. I'm sitting in between 2 semi trucks running their engines so they can sleep in the AC while I'm just like in here fucking suffering and just listening to their ACs running and their engines going. Yeah. Mischief mentioned Quartzsite. You could park in Quartzsite pretty easily in anything. But that's not the only spot in the Southwest. I get fucking bored in Quartzsite. Within like a few days of being there, I'm just like...
Yeah, you can do everything there in a day or two.
Yeah, you can... 2 days, maybe 3 if you're going to all of the little booths that are open. Hit up the restaurants and the gem show and stuff.
And then after a couple years there, it's the same thing.
It's the exact same every fucking year, except it's dying. It's getting smaller and smaller and less people and less people. It's not, I don't know, there used to be a lot more events out there. And
I want to hit up Havasu this year.
Yeah, Havasu's all right. It's just camping in Havasu's can be tricky.
For you now.
It was tricky in the van too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not as much like south of Havasu might have more boondocking. Craggy Wash is so heavily monitored now.
I just want to go see that fireworks show, and maybe Winterfest.
Were you in Bombay for the New Year's?
I was at Pondo.
Yeah, dude, that was the best fireworks show I've ever seen in my life. Ever, anywhere. And you get to, there's like there's 3 different spots that they were launching fireworks, and everyone's in the middle.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I mean, you could walk over to them if you want, but, and this Johnny, first of all, homemade a bunch of the fireworks on his own. Plus, he spent like $5,000 on other fireworks. The fireworks show went on for like probably 45 fucking minutes. It was like a 45-minute finale, and you could stand in the middle of it, so you really hear the concussion. Some of them blew up low, and a bunch of people ran away. And I remember I was there with Marco and Crosswalk, and Marco was like, would you rather hear Carlos sing Johnny Be Good for the 10 millionth time, or come here and watch this fireworks show? I'm like, dude, that's a good point.
Hear about Carlos's mojo.
Yeah, I bet it's working.
No, it's not working.
My mojo ain't working.
Yeah, that's another thing at the slabs. It becomes the same thing every week.
The range is straight up Groundhog's Day. I've been describing it like that for a long time.
That's funny.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day.
They did put some new infrastructure up there, some shades, structures.
That's cool. Every once in a while they do improve it. The old benches that were there, well, it used to be just old couches and chairs and shit that's falling apart, and the cushions are torn up.
You know what I think happened since it's become like a legit nonprofit, and I think it's gonna get the same treatment as Salvation Mountain. It'll get put on
I hope so.
As a historic landmark.
I hope so.
And it'll get preservation, and I think some decent donations have come in for it.
Yeah. I hope they get... Really, what I hope is that happens, and they get someone who cares enough for it, like Builder Bill did, to maintain it. Right. Are you getting the RV sorted out? Hopefully you will get it all fixed soon. Yes and no. So basically most of the things that I need right now for basic survival. Currently, I'm still cooking with my camp stove. That's just had to bust this back out instead of the stove because I've got a leak in my propane system, and it's at the part of the propane system where you would connect an external propane tank. So that part is on its way.
Yeah, if it's not here today, you'll have it Monday. I'm pretty sure of that.
My inverter also went bad, and I haven't figured out why.
In both vehicles.
Well, there was one that came in this one that was super old and like not. I mean, I bet that thing was on its last leg already.
Yeah.
So I swapped it out with the one that was in my van, because in my van I think I've turned this thing on like 4 times since I got it. But in here it'll have a lot more use because I've got a deep freezer here I'd like to use. It's got some stuff in here that could just make my life a little easier. But I put that one in, and it ran everything great for a day, and the next day it didn't work no more. And it was off. I'm just still so confused about that. Anyways, so I believe one of y'all, I just looked the other day, I think one of you guys is an absolute badass and sent me a new inverter off of my wish list. I don't know which one of you it was. I have a couple of suspicions. But I just wanted to say, when I saw that, I'm super grateful. I've got some 12 volt outlets coming that I can improve the van with, and like,
another motorhome.
I'm sorry, yeah. Well, it's my stretch limousine van. Yeah, I can improve the motorhome with, and have some 12 volt outlets, just straight up 12. You're not gonna park right there, are you? This van.
Fucking piece of shit.
All right, now I'm not gonna show you guys outside. I'm gonna show you guys outside, and then show you where this guy decided to park. Oh, is he going? Oh, he's just turning around. All right.
Yeah, that would have made
That's better.
That would have made him.
That was what a. I was about to say, what an asshole.
That's a nice rig, though.
It is a nice van.
That's a Class B for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
That was a Dodge chassis too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a ProMaster.
Yeah, that's a nice van. That was,
if it's a 3500 ProMaster, then
they're gonna get in right behind us.
Oh, they are, aren't they? I'm not showing you guys how big this parking lot actually
Time
is.
to let the dogs out and wander and smoke weed outside.
Yeah, start listening to loud bad music.
Play porn real loud. Oh, what a dude! That is so.
So I'm gonna show you guys how big this parking lot is. There's this side of the parking lot, which is pretty damn wide, and then the other side of the parking lot where that white truck is, right? And it goes pretty far back. It goes pretty far back. Look how far back that goes. How much room that person has to can't park. And look where they picked. Unfucking believable. Zach, come here.
And they got a fucking dog too.
Yeah, that's just so inconsiderate. If
We
you're,
only park close because we're friends,
don't be that guy.
and we're still not even like parked on top of each other.
Don't be that guy. But look at that view. Right, that is Mount Bachelor. That's our ski resort. The second job I had in the whole world was right there. I worked in the rental department, specifically skis. If you look at the top of the mountain, you can see the Summit Lodge, and then halfway up the mountain, there's a restaurant at the Pine Martin Lodge. Of course, it's a fucking boomer. Sorry, but just so inconsiderate. So fucking inconsiderate. Got a whole ass parking lot.
Trying to make sure she sees me smoking weed.
Should I bust out a Coke mirror and we can start pretending like we're snorting other powders?
I mean, we could gross her out and like hold hands and kiss and shit.
It'd gross me out.
It would gross me out too, but.
But what's the rest of that sentence, bro?
The reaction might be worth it.
I mean, we could eat mushrooms tonight and stay up and laughing outside of the van.
That would be funny.
I'm trying to sleep. I'm not.
Good for you.
If only there was a giant parking lot you could move.
Right.
If only your house had wheels.
Like, you could, like, legit be a quarter mile from here. In the same spot.
Jesus Christ, dude, don't be that guy. If you're out camping and there's that much room, like I get it, sometimes it's not an option, but she's got options. Oh my god, all these bugs. Hey, a carpenter bee just flew right into my van, right into my house. Where'd you go? I might kill you when I find you. You know that, right? Dude, I saw you fly in. You can't fool me. Watch, she's gonna just fly into my face. Scare the shit out of me in like 10 minutes. And I forget about it, and that's when it's gonna show up. Let me catch up on these comments. Cos was bitching about no couches. He finally went and hit some for the ranch. I have load center converter I pulled from pop-up. Could replace your inverter. I don't know how a converter would replace an inverter. That doesn't make any sense. I have a converter already. Come on, second. Oh, look, I got a new follower on Instagram. I don't know who that was, but if you're here, what's up? I need to post more on Instagram. I've never been very, good with Instagram. I just never opened the app, to be completely honest with you. But I should start going in there and posting more. Onboard converter works as 12 volt when not hooked to shore power and 120 when plugged in. So it's an inverter and a converter. It's a combo. I have a converter under here, and the inverter's on the way. I am a little bit concerned, I guess, about hooking the inverter up to the system when I'm down 2 inverters and I don't know why. I have no idea what burned out my second inverter. The first inverter I think maybe was just old and was like maybe it also hadn't been turned on for a year until I showed up and turned it on. So I think maybe it was on its last leg, but the other one wasn't that old. And I didn't buy it. So I didn't have like a warranty. I don't know how to do warranties on wish list items, but if I put this one in, the new one, and it goes out, I'm calling Renergy. I'm like, dude, what in the fuck? And maybe they can help me out. I watched a carpenter bee fly in here, and I don't know where it went. I know they're harmless, but it's gonna startle me out of nowhere.
Come on. They should just call them like carpenter flies.
Hell's Gate says you're not far from Bend at all.
Nope.
I manage Mountain Burger there. Oh, you two can come in tonight for a free meal if you're willing to drive. All right, that's happening. Where's Mountain Burger? Okay, so I don't know if you know this about me, but I literally grew up in Bend. I went to Mountain View High School. I went to High Desert Middle School. I went to Bear Creek Elementary. I know Bend. I owned a home in Redmond at one point in my life. Now I'm looking at Mountain Burger because I genuinely have no idea where this place is, but I haven't spent much time in Bend for the last 10 years. I'll swing in for a couple of months at a time. And, dude, so much has changed in this town.
It's over
Mountain Burger.
On Northwest Crossing Drive.
Oh, okay. I know where Northwest Crossing is. That's why I don't know where this place is, because I haven't actually spent too much time up there. I'm not rich. That is, like, the bougie part of town, bro. That's the place. Okay. What time are you getting there? And who are we asking for? I'd be willing to drive there for dinner. We could...
You had to save our trip into town for that.
Yeah, I was about to say, we could go into town, get dog food, and sugar. We could look for your part on the north end of town. Then we could drive... I know how to... It'll be a cool drive up Aubrey Butte and back to the west side, and then we can go to Northwest Crossing. We'll drive by my college. Be there before 9. Ask for Porter. All right, bet.
What time do you get there?
Before 9. Yeah. He did say, they said afternoon, I think. Oh, you're the manager, too. We'll just ask for the manager. We're here to talk to your man. We should just go in there and act like Karens. Like, we're here to talk to your manager.
What time does he start work? Because we got dogs and campers, too. That Mr. Maker said he could make it there by 9.
Yeah. There'll be 3 managers tonight. I'm one of them. Hopefully we'll just... I mean, it's a 33.3% chance that we'll get Porter. I'm going to put my good shirt on for that.
You get what you get with me. I am my good shirt.
You should get a shirt that's all fucked up that says, "This is my good shirt." Right. Like, sew some buttons on a t-shirt. This is my court shirt. I don't know if I just smoked weed or got a resin hit, to be completely honest.
I love my pipe in the camera. I'm done sharing with you.
I don't blame you. I'm done sharing with me too. You smoke the rest of this.
Gross.
It's totally cash. What time do you start work, Porter? Is this a trap? This feels like a trap for a free meal.
I'm bringing a gun. I can carry legally here. Well, I think my
oh, he goes into work in 30 minutes.
I think
or they.
I I think my concealed carry is good in Oregon anyway, but I think Oregon has constitutional carry.
Too nice a town for a trap. That's fair. Yeah. Dave was like, he barbecued last night, made us dinner, and he was like, do you think I could leave the grill out overnight? And I'm like, probably. Like, Bend doesn't have. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but Bend is a pretty safe town for the most part. It's got its moments, but compared to some of the places I've been in my life, like this was a pretty decent spot to grow up. Shit, yeah, I'll be there for dinner, man. Dave's over there texting one of his OnlyFans girls.
You're not wrong.
Wait, what?
You're it's not all wrong anyway.
Watch how defensive he gets.
No. That's actually another slabber.
Oh. Well, we won't out them. We're not going to out them. What
the hell did you just knock down?
That was dramatic, bro. Does he need water?
I think he's trying.
Oh, there's one in there.
He stuck his nose down in there until he felt it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can see it that well.
Making sure there was some. Oregon only allows Idaho, no Washington or.
I have a Nevada CCW.
Or I don't Cal or Nevada. It's ridiculous.
Oregon doesn't.
Oregon only no.
Oregon.
I thought Oregon had more reciprocity than that.
Oregon doesn't reciprocate Nevada.
So not very long ago, Oregon didn't do reciprocity with any state.
Neither does California.
Oh,
look at that guy. That's inside.
Oh shit! Look at that thing. I was looking outside.
Is that an emerald beetle?
Oh, no.
See, it's.
Bro, that is inside.
I can't tell if that's an emerald beetle or just a stink beetle.
Well, get out.
Is it all shiny and green?
Oh, it's yellow.
It's probably just.
Oh, it is. I don't know if it's green, dude. That's not.
Yeah, it's an emerald beetle. They're pretty harmless. They're just annoying. They eat the trees.
There you go. See, you can fly. I can fly. I can fly. I can fly.
There's nothing in here for him to eat anyway.
He would have died either by dog or starvation. Yeah, I don't know how the hell. There is a couple of small holes in the door, in the screen door, where like shit's not fitted right. But
you know, if you flip your blinds to go the other way, people won't be able to see in. And when they're down like this, people can see into your motorhome. When they're pointed up, they have to look at the ceiling.
But they're also lower.
Yeah.
And they're looking up.
I'd turn mine up anyway.
You know what I mean? So then they would be able to see like from there. But if it's down, it's against their. I honestly just need to get rid of these blinds. I've got that old school blinds here, and I don't like them that much. So I need to get some different ones. They're also pretty expensive.
That's what I do.
Been to Slabs twice, but only
Water
one
bottle.
of those bottles warmed up.
Expanded.
Been to Slabs twice, but only ever a couple of days at a time. Really want to do the season one day, thinking late November, and then leave for Schoolie in January or something. Yeah, a lot of people from Slabs go to Schoolie too. Actually, if you go to Schoolie, be a good spot to meet a lot of Slabbers. Not a lot of them, but a bunch of them do go there.
The cool ones.
Some of the not cool ones sometimes. Wait a minute. Am I crazy? Oregon still doesn't do reciprocity?
Well, either way, I think you can conceal carry in Oregon anyway.
Oh no, okay.
Or at least open carry here.
Michigan it does with restrictions, and that's it. It does not. Idaho's constitutional carry, so you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Oregon doesn't reciprocity with any state.
But what about open carry in Oregon?
Open carry is legal. At least the last time I checked, open carry was legal.
Because I've seen people packing around here.
Yeah.
My gun's so small, I can hide it in my basketball shorts.
Yeah, Oregon's open carry still.
I don't show people.
There are cities that have local restrictions against it.
Yeah.
Portland, Beaverton, Tigard, Oregon City, and Salem, and Independence and Multnomah County. We're not in any of those.
All the liberal county, all the liberals.
That's
cities.
Those are all the cities and counties that run the state. And then sensitive locations like the Capitol building.
That's a.
And during political protests.
Yeah, see, in Nevada, I'd be able to conceal carry during anything.
It also restricts concealed carry in bars and prohibits it in schools.
So in Nevada, you can conceal carry in a bar as long as you're not drinking. Once you put alcohol in your body, then your gun is just as legal as having marijuana on you.
Yeah.
And technically, you can't own a gun and smoke weed anyway because you have to lie on the Brady bill.
Yeah, you have to lie on your questionnaire because it asks
but
if you
having
smoke
a
weed.
concealed weapons permit, I don't have to do Brady anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. But your gun makes the weed illegal and the weed makes the gun illegal, and then they're both like enhancement charges to each other, so it's like shitty all the way around.
Yeah, 0 states now. I don't know. When I got my concealed carry permit in Oregon, it's like 15, no, more than that, maybe like 20, no, it was like 15 years ago. They didn't do reciprocity then either. And I don't think they ever have. I thought they did for a minute, but. City limits outlaw open carry. It depends on the city, like I just read from the Oregon State website. So not every city does that. It's not constitutional. That's Fed laws. In Idaho is constitutional carry. That's what I said. Because it is. I don't know why you always correct me with wrong information, bro. Like I literally just read that from the Oregon State website. And then the other one was, let's see, what is this? U.S. Concealed Carry Association. Gives you a map of all the constitutionally carried states. And I was talking about Idaho as a constitutional carry, so it doesn't matter if they have reciprocity.
Isn't Arizona constitutional carry?
Yeah.
Too? Yeah.
Yeah, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, they're all constitutional carry. I'm surprised New Mexico's not.
Isn't South Carolina constitutional?
Reality, Second Amendment allowed need. Take it to the Supreme Court, you'd win it. You know that, I mean, like, I don't know why you'd give that advice. Like, if you get charged with concealed carry in Oregon, you wouldn't make it to the Supreme Court before it got thrown out. All of our, like, and I know this is unfortunate. We're not arguing it with the founding fathers. We're, you're talking about current laws, and the current law says that they can restrict gun rights,
So
and they do.
If you got caught with a concealed carry and it was a non-violent, someone just knocked you out, or the cop saw it or something like that, you would probably lose the gun. You could probably plea out to a lesser charge and not do any time.
Yeah, it would be a misdemeanor. I had a buddy of mine that got a concealed carry charge here in Oregon, but it wasn't a gun, it was a knife. And this was bullshit. He was at work, and they pulled over the vehicle and ended up searching everyone in the vehicle and found a knife on him. Called it concealed carry without a permit, and
you'd probably lose a month of your life.
Like a concealed weapon. I don't even think he went to jail. I think he just got a ticket and released.
Yeah. Some states would fucking take you all the way through the ringer, but
I definitely agree with you that it shouldn't be restricted mischief, but it fucking is. And the Supreme, like, you wouldn't make it to the 9th District Court before the Supreme Court wouldn't take that shit up.
yeah, I would just go through the system with plea deals, and because that's the risk I take. But I'd rather be caught with it and not have it than not have it and need it.
Yeah, need it, not.
And then
not
on that note, I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6.
I don't know. It might be win-win.
So, and I'm not pulling my gun out to like scare somebody. My gun's coming out. It's because I'm fucking scared to death, and somebody else besides me has got to die. That's the only time I'd ever pull my pistol.
Yeah, for sure.
Not trying to play fucking Captain Save-A-Ho in a fucking mass shooting. That my gun is to protect me.
I might play Captain Save. I might maybe not Captain Save Ho, but Captain Save Crowd.
I mean, if I had like a good shot or something, but I ain't gonna go try and hunt a mass gunman.
I wouldn't either. That's you should take
cover,
and let them come to you.
Defend your position.
Your defensive positions are always better
Right.
than aggressive positions.
Yeah, they teach you that in concealed carry.
Yeah, it teaches military too.
Right.
That's why we have to send like Normandy is a good example. How many thousands and thousands and thousands of fucking
On the beach
of men we sent to storm the beaches, and the force they were up against was dug in and much smaller.
Yeah, concrete pillboxes with fucking high
they created defense, and they waited to have us come to them. So you just have to overwhelm them. I think in Normandy the ratio against the enemy was like 4-1 of men we sent. Dude, sometimes I lose my chat, so I gotta check my other phone to see if it's still there.
It's stalled out.
But yeah, sometimes I don't know if it's gone or if no one's talking. New non-lethal weapons now. Raider, carry it, use it in more options.
I don't know about carrying a non-lethal weapon.
I don't know, like
somebody fucking high on something.
I'm trying to think of what I have that's a weapon, but it's non-lethal, or less than lethal. I don't know, because I have like a
bat.
But that could be lethal as fuck too. Like,
I mean, so could a fucking.
I have a smiley back there, and I mean that could be lethal as fuck. What's good, Jeffro? How you doing, man?
If I'm going to direct a weapon to stop a target, it's gonna be a gun.
Yeah, I mean, I know they have those kinetic, like air-driven weapons that you can get like mace balls for it and stuff. First of all, you can't get the mace balls in every state. You can't use the mace balls in California.
Can't buy bear mace in Nevada.
Lots of states have restrictions on mace that like can't have certain chemicals in it for this state. In other states, they don't give a shit. So you gotta be careful about using mace in other states, even if you're in the right.
I should keep an eye out on a big can of bear mace while we're out looking at shit.
Yeah, they got. We'll be on the north side of town. We could definitely get some of that at Sportsman's Warehouse, which is right next to like Home Depot. You missed it, Jeffro. We smoked our last weeds. It's all gone. We're in Oregon, so weed's cheap. And Cashapp asked me today if I wanted to borrow $100. And that might get me some weed. That'd be so fucking stupid. But take a Cashapp loan for weed instead of food. Are they leaving?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, they are leaving. So don't be those people. If you were here earlier, you remember seeing those people that pulled up and then like parked right next to us. Don't be them. There's just an enormous parking lot here. Thankfully, they didn't stay the night. They were just, I don't know, doing their calisthenics for the day because they're 104 years old.
And not only did they park behind us, they parked right in front of the trailhead.
By Rana. What are you saying, bro? What you saying, bro? This is a much better view than the last spot, I think. I like that the last spot has water.
Had a good view of the sunset at the last spot.
Yeah, the sunsets are phenomenal over there, too. That's true. Deserts are always better, sunset. PayPal make payment scam. That's like half a thought. Am I supposed to fill in the gaps here? I don't know what you're trying to say. PayPal make payment scam. Oh, did you get one of those scams? I've gotten those before.
AJ's with Dana building out their van.
Where's Dana?
Ohio.
Oh, H.
Her and her mom have like a little Airbnb type ranch farmy thing going on over there. Camp spot, shit like that.
Yeah. Burn
That's B Diamond's girlfriend.
Burn a non-lethal weapons. 3 different ammos. Yeah. One of them's like just kinetic balls. The other one's mace. I forget what the third one is, but I've seen them. I've shot them. Mac had one for a minute, and then Jack inherently got one. I don't know what he ever did with that. That fucking kinetic gun that Jack got from dipshit using his Amazon. Have you seen it, Dave?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. He never showed it to me.
Wonder if he still has it. Happy snoring. Well, that dude was going to work in 30 minutes, and that was probably like 10 minutes ago. So, anytime you want to go eat. That's so cool, dude. That's why I never heard of that spot. You'll see when we get up there. That's like a bougie part of town.
Yeah, every town has those.
But it's been built up a lot in the last like 10 years, and I haven't been around in the last 10 years. So every time I go there, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. It's like South Reno.
Ben and I have done a couple of jobs up there painting, but even that's been a minute. It's been like 6 or 7 years. Is there anyone here that wasn't here earlier when I showed you the view? Because I'll take you back out there. I mean, I can see it from here. Is he snoring?
Yeah, probably. I can't breathe that well with his fucking head hung down.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at how he's sitting.
I have a fucking headache sleeping like that.
Can you imagine sleeping like that, guys? Oh, he's like, oh, don't film me. He's embarrassed.
What?
I embarrassed him. Glenn's in the house. Just got on, Zig. Where you at? Dude, I'll show you. Let me put on my... I gotta be cool when I go outside. You know what I mean? So, we out here in the woods representing Slab City. The last free... I just closed the door on Dave. Last free place. We are at a snow park. So, as you can see...
Abby, wanna come out?
Lots of lodgepole pine trees.
Come on. Come out. Come on.
Some other van lifers around, vehicle dwellers.
You'd be like those people and park a quarter mile away.
Yeah. See, someone just parked like right behind here. And
Right in front of the trailhead.
and that other truck wasn't here. Now that truck's here, and they parked way over there because they're, considerate.
Come on, Abby.
But yeah, right here at Mount Bachelor. And like I was saying earlier, that was one of the first jobs I ever had in my entire life, was working at that mountain. And then there's Dave's house right there. That's how he gets around. And I could see that being a good setup. I'd like to have a little more space than that. But this is a lot of space. Maybe more than, a need. A lot more maintenance comes with it too.
I don't know. I kind of like the small space.
Yeah, I mean it's good for you. See, here's my motto or my saying, I guess. Everyone who has that travel itch, who like decides they want to go be a nomad, they're gonna do that. However, that looks for them. You know, like however makes them most comfortable. So for some people, that's in their $250,000 RV, or others it's with their thumb in the wind and hopping on trains when no one's looking. I don't really care. I think that we're all nomads, and we're all doing it for the same reasons. We just have different levels of comfort, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're within your means. I'm a little worried I might be a little bit out of my means with the RV, especially it's sat for a year and it's a little older one. So it has some problems that come up. The propane is currently leaking, but the part for that's on the way. The inverter went out, but the part for that's on the way. But the biggest issues with mechanically, I would say, is the alignment on this thing is fucking bad. If I was to let go of the steering wheel, the RV is just going to turn to the right. That's what it's going to do. So it's got a really gnarly pull. So I would like to get that checked out whenever I can afford it, and I'm a little bit worried on how much that is going to cost. An alignment on a passenger vehicle is like $250, $200. So I'm a little worried it's going to be like $4. I always try to double the maintenance price for the RV. But this is where we're at. We were down in the high desert on the other side of Bend. But it was pushing 100 degrees today, and actually for like the next week. So we drove up here to higher elevation so we could get out of the heat. But it's beautiful here. There's a road that leads up to the mountain, and it goes behind the mountain, and it's one of my favorite roads in the state, maybe even the West Coast. Tons of lakes out there, beautiful drive, and it and it ends. Sorry, that road ends at a hot springs too. So it's a pretty good spot. See, they just had lunch and they dipped. Looks like they were just hanging out for a second. But last night we had at the end of the day there was 6 other vans and cars and trucks that pulled up to sleep, maybe more. So the parking lot fills up a little bit at nighttime for people to sleep in. Yeah, by the time I got up a little bit before you. They were definitely gone. And yeah, this van over here, right there with the motorcycle, he was here when we got, and we weren't even considerate, so we parked far away from him. Yeah, I don't mind generators, honestly. Yeah, generators don't tend to bug me very much. Maybe it's because I stayed at the Ponderosa for so long.
Yeah, right.
And
They don't run one very often now.
Now they got solar, but yeah, they used to run it 24/7 for years. In fact, when the generator would turn off, it was so strange for Ponderosa to be so quiet. I'm walking in now. Actually, we're dog friendly, just so you know, but you'll have to eat in a specific patio area, and they must be. Try to come after 3:30 or later. Dude, bet. Bring the dogs too. Most of the dogs. I can't bring Buddy. Last year for Oregon ski resorts, all the insurance companies dropped coverage. That's crazy.
I still think it'll be too hot in town to bring Happy.
Yeah, you're probably right. It is 20 degrees cooler up here. You plan on finding a home base for the RV somewhere at some point? So currently, my rough draft, bare bones plan is I'm considering the possibility of putting the RV in storage when winter's over, and then taking off. Oh, there's a bug on me. Sorry, and then taking off in the van in the summer, doing all my exploring, and then I can come back when it cools down to get the RV. As far as a home base goes, dude, this has been something I battled with for a while. Like, where would that be? Where would that be where I could live? Because when you're in an RV, it's kind of like living outside. So where would be a comfortable spot in the country to live that I can afford? Um,
Happy.
I don't know where that's at.
Happy. Where?
Because the better the weather gets in whatever area you're in, the more expensive it is.
Happy. One. Go. Pay attention. Come on.
Every time I walk out of here, a whole bunch of those bugs fly in. So maybe today I also buy a fly swatter, because I actually don't own a fly swatter. I've been hitting them with my hat. And you guys got me, let's say, I've been on for an hour and 26 minutes. We'll do another like 4 minutes, and then I'll take off, right around there. Maybe a little longer. We'll see how it goes. Anybody have any suggestions on a good spot for home base that somebody could afford like me? Where would that be? Bend is not it, because it's not very RV friendly. There's like 3 RV parks in the whole town, and they have like a 2-year waiting list, plus my RV is too old. They won't let me in. So you'd have to go out of Bend. And the only RV park I found, it was years and years ago, that I could stay at was an hour and a half or so out of Bend, way out in the country, and way out in the country, and I had to drive into school every day, an hour and a half, both ways. I had to walk uphill in the snow both ways. Anyways, that was the only RV park that I could find, and it was still like $800 a month. One of the RV parks here in town, mine's too old for, plus it's $2,200 every month. $2,200. And that was the last time I checked, which was like quite a minute ago. Northwest Arizona, or outside of Kingman, I'm assuming you're saying. Kingman gets pretty freaking cold, dude. Like, pretty cold. Definitely a little too cold for my blood. But I know which area you're talking about. What do you want, Zach? Come here. You want to be famous? Huh? You want to be famous? You got stinky dog breath. Did you know this? Did you know you had stinky dog breath? You want something, don't you? What do you want? What do you want? What you got? What you gonna do? You's a good girl? Are you a good girl? I bet you want a treat, don't you? Do you just want all the lovin's forever? Kingman Paw Rump, good for winter. Has a cheap year-round RV park. Yeah. For me, I also struggle with staying somewhere for a long time. What? What you doing? What do you want? I know you want out, huh? Well, you can't. I'm forced cuddling you right now. Womp womp. Your life is so hard. Rather deal with dry cold than 6 months of rain like Oregon. I mean, if you think Oregon rains 6 months out of the year in the entire state, then you don't know Oregon very well. Bend gets 300 days of sunshine. Most of Eastern Oregon Gets 300 days of sunshine. Great for solar, except for in the summer, really, when it's smoky because of fires. But the parts of Oregon that get a bunch of rain is like the I-5 corridor, really the north part of the I-5 corridor and the coast. Most of Oregon is a high desert. Zach, you got water? You got water? You do have water. You do have water, so you're probably looking for a treat, huh? Let's see what I got for you up here. Let's see what I got for you. Up. You little T-Rex girl. Yes, good girl. Right onto her bed. I've got another treat in my hand, and she's not eating her treat right now. She's just staring at my other hand. Bend is too hot now, and it snows too much. In the winter, it does snow a lot in Bend. Where we're at right now, it's probably about 75 degrees, so we're 15 minutes from Bend. 75. It's not going to go above 80 this whole week. So, like, it's pretty easy to get out of the heat in Bend because you're at the base of the Cascade Mountains. It's like a 15-minute drive up the hill. There's even a bus that'd take you up here. I saw a bus stop at Bachelor, right at one of the snow parks right before Bachelor. But it does snow here a lot. I grew up in the snow. That's why I don't want to be anywhere where it's cold. I'm just so over the cold. Yeah, so it would have to be somewhere that like wasn't too cold in the winter, wasn't too hot in the summer. I don't really like humidity, but I could deal with some. And I don't know if this fantasy place exists. The closest I've thought of is Prescott, Arizona, because it's like not all the way up to Flagstaff or in like the Prescott Valley, and not all the way down to Phoenix, and but it might be a little out of my price range. You know what I mean? Like it's not too expensive to live there, but it's more expensive than Slab City, I guess. I think it would be cool to have two spots, like two home bases. One down, yeah, hence why Prescott is expensive, exactly. It'd be cool to have two home bases. One that's down in the low desert, and maybe one somewhere in the high desert. So I could just go back and forth when it's time, like when the seasons. That, I think, would make the most sense for me. Because then you have somewhere to go in the winter and the summer where you could basically live outside. I'm going to throw this to Zag. Pew. I'm discovering one needs to move 3 times a year to stay in 70s and 80s with no freezing below 40s. Yeah, that's about been my experience too. Maybe even 4 times. For me, it was always like fall and spring. Where do I go during fall and spring? Because in the low desert, it's too hot. But up here, it's snowing still, or like negative degrees. Oh, I hit her that time. She ain't mad. Getting the dog spoiled on treats. That way when I come back smelling like a burger, they won't be mad. I think sailing from November through April in Boondock on land the rest of the year. November through April. So through the winter. Means you'd have to be like south. Like Keys south. That's expensive. I hear a bee. With all my windows open, I don't know if the bee's inside or outside, but I knew a guy that lived on his boat in Key West, and he wrote a couple of books, and he built the books himself. He like printed it, and then binded it into leather, and was selling it on the side of the road on the street. And I bought one of his books, and yeah, he was telling me how he was living in a boat out there in the Keys. I thought that would have been pretty cool. I just genuinely don't want to live on the East Coast. And mooring fees are expensive, dude. They're so expensive. Dude, I'd definitely be hearing some buzzing right now. Shooby, don't bother me. Shooby, don't bother me. No way. Dave, are you watching? Oh, I'm not hearing a bee. I'm hearing an electric bike that's outside. That's what I'm hearing. I was about to lose my damn mind. I was about to lose my mind. Oh yeah, dude, these bugs, they just be hovering around the RV. Oh, it's a drone. Someone's up here flying a drone. That's what I heard. That makes way more sense. Alright. That was not a bee. That's how deaf I am. I wasn't sure what that was. Yeah, the West Coast might be doable if you're going to Mexico. Gotta have that passport. Gotta have that passport. So I was thinking, oh, dude, there's so many of these bees right here. Oh, leave me alone. Those aren't drones. They might be government drones. I made it. And I got a Barks. The one with bite. It actually isn't their slogan anymore, isn't it? Gorgeous weather, yeah. Like, it's not too hot here. I'm literally in a long sleeve black shirt, and it's comfortable outside. It's comfortable in here. I actually know a guy. Actually, it was George. George went down to Mexico near Mazatlan, and he rented an apartment where he opened his front door, and there's the ocean, and it was $300 a month, 300 American. I have definitely thought about doing that. My only concern is, and this might seem stupid to some of you, but I don't care. My only concern is like getting weed in Mexico. I don't want to put myself in like weird situations where I'm like in some back alley buying drugs from some Mexican dude. You know what I mean? I don't know if it still has bite or not. They used to say Bargs was the one with bite. Weed is legal in Mexico. Do they have dispensaries though? And how good is their weed? That's the other concern. Last I checked, weed wasn't legal in Mexico, but they were working on it. Is weed legal in Mexico? Is mota? Oh, okay, yeah. 18 and over, recreational weed. Dude, how the fuck did Mexico legalize weed before The land of the free. Explain that to me like I'm 5. That is unbelievable. Their Supreme Court decriminalized it in 2021. That, good for Mexico. That's cool. Should be like that. How the... don't get me started. I'm going to get frustrated with our weed laws. Their good weed is American weed that they smuggle down there. Okay. I imagine that'd be easier than smuggling it back. Nothing legal in Mexico for any American jack you up at will. That's complete bullshit. Have you been to Mexico? I've been to Mexico hundreds of times and never had an issue being American. Hundreds of times. That's just something the news tells you to make you afraid of them. It's not that scary down there. Like, it's such... I love going down there. You know, the people are friendlier than shit. The food's good and most of the part. Never been accosted in Mexico. I've done videos from Mexico with Dave. We're fine. Yeah, dude, like, I've just had nothing but good experiences over there. I've never had an issue being American. And it says nothing legal in Mexico for any American. I mean, weed's legal, apparently. I know a lot of people that have that idea about Mexico, like that it's super dangerous, stuff like that. And I don't know, if you're like putting yourself in situations where you're in some back alley buying cocaine, or you're selling cocaine and cutting off the cartel, like, dude, you're putting yourself in some bad situations. But if you're just going through Mexico and having lunch and like enjoying the beaches or the culture or the food, whatever you're doing, like, they're not going to mess with you. In fact, most of the cartels know better than to fuck with American tourists, because the cartels own most of the hotels and the resorts and shit like that. So if you're messing with American tourists, and unless American tourists come down, you're fucking with the cartel's money at that point. So, I don't know. Americans are pretty well off limits over down there. Been panhandled, but never felt safe. I actually think that the most annoying part of Mexico isn't the panhandling, it's the salespeople. Like, just everyone's like, come on in, buy a rug. I don't know why they have a Middle Eastern accent, but you get the point. Like, everywhere you go, it's just, until you get like further away from cities or bazaars or whatever, but yeah, it's just people just selling you shit all over the place. Gotta have a passport now to get into Mexico, don't you? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I haven't been down to Mexico since the political climate has changed against Mexicans, and Mexico did start making, I've heard stories that Mexico started making the border much more strict. But if we're being completely honest, I have heard this before in the past. I don't think we would have much of an issue getting into Mexico. I think you might have an issue coming back in. But I have heard that they were getting a little more strict at the border, the Mexican officials allowing people in. So you might need a passport now, because they might be more retaliatory than anything else. So, Dave, you had to have a passport last time you went to Mexico? Oh, okay, so you went in May and you needed a passport. See, yeah, there you go. There's your answer. For the last, dude, I don't have a passport. I've never had a passport. I've been to 9 different countries and I've never had a passport. But now I'm probably gonna have to go get my passport, because it's time. It's time. I still want to go to Mexico, so I'll have to get a passport. But I just feel like I've got so many priorities in front of that. Like, for example, I need to renew my driver's license. And I also need to get that real ID thing. So I don't have a real ID yet. And I wasn't going to get one unless they were going to pay for it until this ID expired. I was like, no, fuck that. I paid for this one. It should be good until it expires. So if you want me to have a real ID, you'll pay for it. And it expired. So I need to renew my license. That's the thing I need to do. And apparently it's kind of a little bit pricey. The alignment on their RV is off. That needs to get squared away. I need to get new vents for the roof up here because the wind fucked up my awning, which rolled onto the roof and fucked up my vents and destroyed all the plastic on it, like that lid that goes on it. So I need to get a new lid, basically. If you get the Real ID, you won't need a passport for Mexico or Canada. Is that true? I know that for the Real ID, I don't think it's a passport. I think that there is a passport card, and then there's the book. But the Real ID, you can't fly without it. But I don't know if still need a passport with Real ID. What do you mean? Oh, you need both. Is that what you're saying? Look it up. All right, let's do that. You don't need a passport to re-enter us. Walk right into Mexico, no problem with passport, no Real ID needed. I don't know, I think that's changed, Mischief. I think that's what we've been talking about here for a minute. I think that's definitely changed. Like, Dave just went in May, and he had to have his passport. And it's July, so that's 2 months ago. Let me look up Real ID. Can I use a Real ID to go to Mexico? Can I use a Real ID to go to Mexico? I don't know why. Like, I don't think that's something that we can make a rule about. Mexico gets to make their rules about who they let in and who they don't let in. I don't think the Real ID I don't think they give a shit about that. All right, so no, Real ID cannot be used for international travel to Mexico or any other country. You will need a valid U.S. passport to enter Mexico when traveling by air. Passport card or state-issued enhanced driver's license can be used to travel to Mexico by land or sea. Yeah, that passport or state. Why does that give me that just contradicted itself. State-issued enhanced driver's license. Is that the Real ID? Oh, okay. So there's the Real ID, and then there's the state-issued enhanced driver's license. The EDL can be used to travel to Mexico by land or sea. It's important to note that only 5 states currently issue EDLs: Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, and Washington. So I'm not going to be able to get one of those. In addition to your passport, you will also need a Mexico tourist card. Yeah. All the rules they have. So yeah, Mexico, like America can't. I don't know what the enhanced driver's license is, but only 5 states offer it, and I ain't in one of them. So yeah, you still need a passport, bro. I thought that was. I remember hearing that before and looking it up. Yeah, you can't get through TSA without a Real ID. Has that actually gone into effect? Because that's been a rule. Like, when did they vote on that? It's been like a long time since the Real ID Act showed up. And then they kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. And Oregon just didn't do the Real ID for a long time, but now they're offering the Real ID. Anyways, they delayed it so long, I don't know if we're like in the last bit of that delay or if it's actually gone into effect. Oh, like 2 months ago? Okay. Yeah, air travel, not the border. And going into Mexico, like, Mexico gets to make the rules about who they let in. We don't make the rules for Mexico. That's not how it works. So Mexico, in the past, has let me in without any security. Dude, I've walked into Los Algodones and didn't even go through a checkpoint or anything. You just walk through a gate, and now you're in Mexico. The crossing in Mexicali is a little bit more strict. I usually had to throw my bag through an X-ray machine and then check in with some dude and just give him my name. Sometimes they would ask for your driver's license, but most of the time they just ask for your name, and then they let you in. But that's probably the most security I've ever faced going into Mexico. But I had, like I said, I haven't been since the political climate has changed. So. All right. Been on for an hour and 49 minutes. You guys got me for 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to be able to go pee. I'm guessing that Joe Mackey is also looking it up right now because I haven't seen him since he asked me to look it up. Mexico sounds like a cool place to go visit. Dude, I like the food there, and it's also cheap. For like $5, you can get full as fuck. Especially the farther from the border you go, the cheaper the food gets. It's even a good idea to exchange some of your money into pesos. You just got to be careful not to like be flashing your money around. And like for example, like the average income in Mexicali, anyways, per month is like $700. So if you're going to Mexico and let's say you exchange like $1,000, that's like a month's worth of their income that you're just flashing it around. That's crazy. When I got mine in Minnesota, they told me I wouldn't need a passport. Was that one of the states that did? So I think that you're confusing. Yeah, it was one of the states. So I think you're confusing the real ID with the enhanced driver's license. It looks like the enhanced driver's license can be used to travel to Mexico by land and sea. It's important to note that only 5 states currently issue the enhanced driver's license: Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, and Washington. So you probably could cross with your enhanced driver's license, but that's not the real ID. And I can't get an enhanced driver's license here in Oregon. I guess that's not something that we offer. I've never heard of that before, but that's kind of cool. You have an enhanced driver's license. Looks like that'll let you go to Mexico. So that's cool. That's neat that you have that. Let's see. 2-pocket money rule. Yeah. One of those pockets is your sock. $20 bill in shoe for any shakedowns by local cops. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about like if a cop pulls you over, you give him $20. It's George had to give up $100, not 20. It's $2,000 a month now. What's $2,000 a month now? Yeah. My friend George drove down to Mazatlan and got pulled over by a cop because I guess there was some sticker he was supposed to get for his vehicle to put on the back of it. And cop basically was, we could take care of this right now for $100. George gave him $100. He kept driving. It was like a 6-hour drive. He kept driving. Eventually got pulled over by another cop. And that cop also wanted $100. And George was like, I gave the last cop $100. I don't have any more money. And he was like, well, I could tow your vehicle. I could, we could take you down to the station, all this and that. And George was like, I really hope you don't, but I don't have any more money. Eventually the cop let him go. And then he had to drive back with the same vehicle. Monthly wages on average. No, the monthly wages in Mexicali is $550 to $650 US dollars. If you looked up Mexico, that's not what I was talking about. I said the average income in Mexicali, which I just did look that up. What should I eat for breakfast? I got some eggs. I got some sausage. I got some pancakes. Should I just mix it all up? Never take you to a scare station. It's a scare tactic. Have you been to Mexico, bro? Where'd you go? You spend a lot of time there? I know a guy that went to the station. I know a dude that went to Mexican jail. So his name was Joe, and he came to visit us at the Ponderosa, stayed at the Airbnb. We all got to know him. He was, used to be in the infantry just like me. He was a drill sergeant. And then he was like, all right, I'm going to Mexico. I'll be there for like 3 days and I'll come back. And then we didn't see him for like 2 weeks. We were like, where the fuck did Joe go? He must be having a good time in Mexico. And then one day he just walks into the Ponderosa. We were like, Joe, what's up? And we were, how's Mexico? And he was like, dude, he drove into Mexico. They searched his vehicle, found the magazine to his AR-15, no bullets, no rifle, nothing like that. Just a magazine somewhere in the back that he had forgotten about, and he went to jail for it. And he spent 2 weeks in jail until he came up with like thousands of dollars to get himself out and to get his truck out of impound, and he came back. And now he's got a warrant for his arrest in Mexico because he's like, out on bail essentially. And yeah, now he's never gonna be able to go back to Mexico. He's got warrants. Took my homie Roy to the state. Yeah, they did, didn't they? They took Roy to the station, exported $2,500 to get him out, but he had an ounce of weed on him. But yeah, I don't know if that's true either, bro. I forgot about that. Yeah, now he doesn't travel with weed anymore, but that dude is brave. Roy, he used to travel all over the world with weed on him. That shit makes me scary to fly to Colorado with pot on me, to be honest with you. Yeah, now Roy's like, I don't travel with weed no more. All right, guys, you got 3 minutes. The longer this clock counts down to 2-hour live stream, the more and more I have to pee real bad. Dave's gonna come over and help me because I have trouble lifting heavy things. I'm funny. But if you guys want to sponsor some weed, Dave and I are low on weed. Dave is bragging about having weed, but I know he's low on weed. Maybe if you want to chip in for some dog food, I'm about to go and get some dog food. I appreciate you guys being here, watching the live stream, all the likes, all the comments. You guys are awesome. I also want to throw a big shout out to whoever it was that bought my inverter. I don't know who you are, young sung hero, but that and those 12-volt outlets are going to make the life in the RV significantly better. I'll have a power source in here. Currently, I'm using these batteries that Chuck hooked me up with in the solar panels, and this is running everything. I've got 2 of these. This one's a smaller one. I got a little bigger one. But I've been charging them off of the solar panels. I got some folding solar panels for them, and they're an amazing backup to have. I'm glad I have them. But it would be nice to have the RV, functioning. I've got lights, and that's basically the only thing my batteries are being used for. So if I can get an inverter in here and I can get the freezer going, I would be so happy. I'd be so happy. And the next thing would be like, I guess I got some upgrades I could do. I'd like to get this. This bus has AGM batteries. I'd like to have lithium batteries, but that's a down the road thing. Alignments first. That's a concern. But I'm gonna take off now. I appreciate you guys being here. I am still editing the video of me driving to Oregon and the breakdown and all the things. So please be patient with me. It takes a lot of time, and I really need to be in the right mindset to start doing the editing so I even feel creative and it's not just like me pumping out a video to just pump out a video. So hopefully I'll be getting that done in the next few days, and I can put a good video together for you guys of my journey here and my journey leaving Montana. And then it's basically me camping in Montana for a while and driving all the way to Oregon. Some of the trials and tribulations I had doing that. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. Damn Blue Eddy on sale, $100, screaming deal. Yeah, having a Blue Eddy would be sick, actually. These solar batteries are really handy. At nighttime, I can turn off the inverter, but I've still got use of power because these things are all charged up. I really like them. So anyways, I'm going to take off. If anyone wants to get me a Blue Eddy, you can go to my wish list and you can add anything that you want to my wish list and send it to everywhere else my wish list goes. You don't have to get me something off of my wish list. You can add whatever you want to it. If you maybe find something that's a little better or maybe a little more affordable that you can afford and you want to send it to me, just do it. But my wish list is live. It wasn't for a long time, but now it's back up. I have an address I can use here in Central Oregon. So I'll see you guys next time. Miles of smiles.